Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked where I climb the online doubles ladder and provide live commentary as I go. I just wrapped up the academic semester, and I only have one semester finally left in undergrad, so really excited about that. I have obviously been talking about that for the last couple of episodes, and now I'll be able to make more content in the upcoming weeks, so stay tuned. Lots of exciting stuff coming, but thank you guys for watching. We debuted this brand new team in the last episode. This was the team that was able to top the ladder, built by a Japanese player called Zeen. It's really fun to use. And yeah, go check it out if you want to try it yourself. Link is in the description below, as well as Zeen's Twitter. For the first game today, it looks like we're actually going up against the Grimmsnarl Duraludon team that I was trying out, built a while back. This one was built by David Kotesh and Mr. GX, and it's got stuff like Weakness Policy Tyranitar, Excadrill, obviously. I think it was Scarf Dracovish, and AV Duraludon, and then obviously dual screens Grimmsnarl. So, you know, we've used this team before. We know what's up on that side. So the question is now, how do we want to approach it? Dragapult is no, not that great here. I think we definitely are gonna bring Excadrill. I want Gyarados. Togekiss is compelling, but I do have to watch out with Togekiss because Duraludon could very easily come out as a lead here. In fact, I'm actually pretty worried about Duraludon coming out immediately. Maybe Gyarados Excadrill's alright because Excadrill puts on pressure against the Duraludon. Let's see, Snorlax in the back, and Togekiss or Rotom. Redirection from Togekiss is still tempting, but Duraludon is really a nuisance, isn't it? I brought Rotom, but I think Togekiss is probably still the better call here, mainly because if it can get its Weakness Policy proc too. I actually think I approached this game wrong going into it. I think I maybe wanted to lead Togekiss Excadrill and just Dynamax the Togekiss and max Airstream. But hard to say. That's definitely one mode with this team, especially because there's so many super effective attacks on my opponent's team where if I Dynamax, I can get a lot of mileage off. But it is Duraludon and Grimmsnarl here, which I think is pretty good. Because first turn we can just Dynamax and Max Quake into Duraludon. So yeah, let's get into this episode. As always, if you guys enjoyed, please show support by leaving a like, and thanks everyone as always for watching. We just passed 92,000 subscribers today, which is super hype, and I'm gonna try to make a push for 100k the next couple of weeks as I have more time to make content. So let's see. I don't remember this Duraludon's moveset when I was using it. Don't remember if it has. I think it has Thunderbolt, if I remember correctly. But kind of want to just Dynamax, Max Quake, and I'm going to switch out here. Switching to Snorlax actually doesn't seem too bad. We get a special defense boost immediately, and then we can maybe just start cursing up. Either way, I'm going to put on full pressure against Duraludon because it's not a really fun Pokemon to deal with outside of my Excadrill. Like, my Gyarados can't really touch it, Rotom can't really touch it, especially if screens are up. And Snorlax can't really touch it. So ideally I want to just exert some early pressure and put on some damage onto it. If the Duraludon switches out, that's fine. There's pretty much nothing in the back that can take a Max Quake, and I kind of expect it to stay in. And it looks like it does. Cool. So I expect it to Dynamax, but the main thing here is like Grimmsnarl doesn't put on too much pressure, and 2 Max Quake should still knock out that Duraludon, I think even after Reflect. Although I'm actually not sure about that because this Excadrill has no attack investment. So thinking about it with Reflect, maybe we don't get the KO. Let's see. Either way, we'll get a special defense boost and we'll outspeed it, which is good. Let's see. And there is a Dynamax from Duraludon. That's good. I think I'd rather see that than something. I mean, I guess it is the main threat right now, so we'll see how much you can really pull off in these next couple of turns. But I was worried about like Excadrill Dynamaxing and just sweeping through the rest of my team. But yeah, this is why I didn't want to lead Togekiss, because leading Togekiss and Duraludon is kind of a recipe for disaster. Okay, so I kind of expect to see Reflect. Yep. Alright, let's see how much we do now with Max Quake from non-offensive Excadrill. If this is still doing over 50%, we're going to be in an amazing spot. Even if not, it's not terrible, though. And it does just, yeah, actually, not just under, slightly under. Alright. So, not super ideal, but not the end of the world here either. As we will get boosted up here with Snorlax. And, yep, there's Max Lightning. Okay, good. And the Snorlax, so we should take that. Oh, yeah, after the special defense boost, Snorlax takes out like a beast. So this is great. Yeah, we can just go for another Max Quake onto the Duraludon and probably just curse here with Snorlax. After a couple of curses, all the physical type Pokemon in the back, like, I mean, definitely Excadrill. But that Tyranitar, I believe, does have superpower, so I still have to watch out for that. But like, they won't be doing too much damage to me, basically. Rotom is not that much of a threat, as... Okay, we're just going to see Grimmsnarl attack this turn, but that's fine. I like the special defense boosts here. I expect a max Wormwind probably this next turn, but the key thing here is that my opponent can't touch the Excadrill damage-wise right now, which is good. So once again, going for Excadrill Snorlax, but this time around not leading. It's actually Steel Spike as for the defense boost instead. Interesting. Yeah, that doesn't really do anything to us. And I'm totally okay with this. I might actually not target the Duraludon this next turn and go for a defense boost with Steel Spike. Let's see how much Foul Play does to us here. Not that much, yeah. Nice. Okay, so that's not bad. We'll Curse up, and we can probably just go for a Recycle next turn with Snorlax. And then I'll probably target the... Yeah, I think I'm going to target the Grimmsnarl this next turn, so I get to +1 or +2 defense here on the Lax. Yeah. Because these Foul Plays are still kind of annoying. So... Steel Spike. And then... Recycle. Yep. So kind of a slow, drawn-out start to this game, but I think it definitely favors me because I'm getting all these stat boosts. And Duraludon we know is a Assault Vest, they can't really do very much damage to us. I think, as Duraludon switches out here, that's even better. Okay. So not getting a lot of mileage off there in the Dynamax. I'm surprised it didn't go... Maybe, I mean, just wanted to avoid getting KO'd. Rotom certainly makes sense, but having... having Facade on this Snorlax means, like, getting hit by a Will-O-Wisp is totally okay. So we don't really do that much damage from Steel Spike after the defense boost, but that's also totally fine. Like, this Excadrill doesn't necessarily need to, like, get one-hit KOs on things, right? His Foul Play there actually doesn't even do too much to us, so nice. Definitely a great start to this game. Now we've got a beefy Snorlax that is going to be very difficult to get KO'd by my opponent, or from my opponent's end. So, Excadrill reverts back to normal. I might be eating up a Will-O-Wisp slot, so I mean I could switch out here, but I think I'm also okay just staying in here. Iron Head and... Yeah, I think doubling up on Grimmsnarl here is fine. This should get the KO if we get burned. If we don't get burned, it won't get the KO. And the Will-O-Wisp might go into Excadrill instead. Yeah, it does. Okay, that's fine. Either way, I think the Facade will put Grimmsnarl in KO range next turn from an Iron Head. And probably just a Foul Play into Snorlax. Oh, into Excadrill, actually. Interesting. Okay, this definitely won't get the KO, but pretty close to KO in Grimmsnarl now. Rotom is still a problem for my team, though. I mean, Snorlax can deal with it, but obviously Gyarados and Rotom in the back, not ideal. Definitely not super ideal. So let's Iron Head here and go for a other Curse. I think Snorlax can really solo through my opponent's team, honestly, at this point, barring getting a critical hit from anything. Comes out of what my opponent has in the back, but after another Curse, this Snorlax is going to be super tanky, and Rotom's not going to do any damage to us. It might be inclined to Will-O-Wisp if it doesn't know that we have Facade. But yeah, I kind of wish I didn't have both Rotom and Gyarados in the back. Like, having one other Pokemon here would have been helpful outside of those two. But Duraludon's just going to come back in, which I'm fine with. That switch out in the first place was kind of odd. But it's actually a double switch. Okay, interesting. And Dracovish. Okay. I'm okay with that because I've got Gyarados for Intimidate, right? So what I can do now... We're slowly stalling out the Reflect as well, but that's really not too important right now. What I can do now is just swap Excadrill out into Gyarados, Intimidate the Dracovish, and then Fish's Rend really shouldn't do too much to us at this point. The Snorlax is completely boosted up. It's still not going to do any damage, which is the funny part, right? But that's totally okay. We don't really need it to. Just going to double check its stats real quick. Yeah, +3 defense, +2 attack, +2 Spadef. And it's got its berry up. Maybe I actually don't switch out into Gyarados here then. And just attack instead. That actually seems alright. Because I'm so boosted here. I'm just worried about a double up. Like, Excadrill's done its job at this point, right? So I don't want to just sack Gyarados for free, basically. Let's just Curse again, yeah. Yep, just Vicious Rend into Snorlax. It does nothing. Very nice. So, we'll do some damage here. EQ definitely won't knock out after the burn and the reflect, but it'll probably put Duraludon in KO range from like a Thunderbolt or maybe even a Darkest Lariat from Snorlax. Yeah, it looks like that is the case. And it's just a Flash Cannon coming out. That's fine. Into Snorlax. But yeah, this Snorlax is like unkillable, honestly, at this point. My opponent needs a crit, basically, which is why it's so fun to play with. So we'll curse up again here, and I expect the Dracovish to target down the Excadrill this time around, but I can just recycle again. Yeah, so let's Earthquake and just recycle. Yeah, so you can see how this Snorlax is so good. We kind of went with the same strategy yesterday, but you get a couple of boosts off with Excadrill, and it is just unbeatable. Yeah, I guess my opponent's best win con here is a crit right now. So we're actually going to take ourselves pretty low with Earthquake. I mean, we don't really do any damage to ourselves, but with Recycle, we'll just heal all the way back up. And yeah, Dracovish really not a threat once you have any defense boosts, basically. I think it might have been better for my opponent to target down the Excadrill, but I totally understand why I Vicious Ren. Like, if you get a crit on either of those Vicious Rens, then that's actually... It changes the dynamics of this game a lot, I think, but no crit, fortunately. I still could get crit next turn. I mean, we can still get crit at any point, really. So, let's see if that happens. If we don't get crit, though, at this point, Snorlax just basically tanks through the entire team. As Grimmsnarl comes back out, that's fine. I'll just Iron Head Grimmsnarl and go for another Recycle. Even if Dracovish crits me at this point, like, once we knock out the... And there's no crit there. Once we knock out the Grimmsnarl, like, you're locked into Vicious Rend against a Gyarados and a Rotom, and so, because that is Scarf, Dracovish. So then you can't really touch either of those two Pokemon, and then it's like a 2v1, basically. Although I guess neither of those Pokemon can really do with the Rotom. But yeah, I think this game, similar to the games yesterday, demonstrate how if you just get Snorlax and get a bunch of boosts, like, you don't even need to be dealing damage. You just exert so much pressure where your opponent's like, okay, I need to deal with it. And if you don't deal with it, then it's just going to stay on the field forever, and that's practically what happened this game. And I think maybe my opponent's best bet was going with, like, Tyranitar Excadrill and going for either, like, Steel Spikes for defense boosts or Max Knuckles from the Tyranitar. But neither of those ended up coming out. We'll just recycle one more time for good measure, I think. And go for a Horn Drill. If we can get it into Rotom, that would be hype. Although I expect Vicious Ren to go into Excadrill this time. Nope, just fishing for crit still. Which makes sense. Horn Drill does not connect. And just a Thunderbolt. Okay, so my opponent's playing smart around the potential of Will-O-Wisp. Honestly, I like how my opponent is playing this. I think you need to target down Snorlax aggressively and just hope for a critical hit at any point. So the odds of that obviously aren't that great, but if you keep going for attacks, you're bound to at least get one crit sometime. But once again, I don't want to switch out Excadrill because I don't want to just like switch something in and then eat up a Thunderbolt. It might be time to finally attack, honestly. Yeah. I guess Horn Drill's still worth going for, though. Yeah. I guess I should target Rotom here, because Dracovish isn't really threatening me, with Rotom and Gyarados in the back. Horn Drill does not connect. I can't believe we hit the first one yesterday. That was hilarious. Thunderbolt here. It's not KO us. And let's see how much Facade does. I probably should have gone for another Recycle, but I'm kind of getting restless and I want to just end this game, to be honest. Yeah. Although now Vicious Ren plus Thunderbolt might actually KO us, so I think I should actually play it safe here and withdraw it into Gyarados to get the Intimidate. And just go for another Facade onto Rotom. Yeah, you can see the problem with the strategy is if you do get crit at any point, then it kind of all goes into the dumps, so you do have to be careful about that. Yeah, my opponent could still totally win this with the crit this turn. Like, if you crit the Gyarados, actually Thunderbolt gets redirected into my Gyarados. And actually, I'd probably just lose then if that is the case. Let's see how much this does. Okay. Thunderbolt. Is it enough to pick up the knockout? The Snorlax is so good. Has not fainted at all this entire game. But that was actually really close. Yeah, if I get KO there, that's a completely different game then. Although it's effectively a 2v1 because the Dracovish basically does absolutely nothing. But now we've won. So yeah, that was fun though. Snorlax once again just coming out and showing how good it can be. But I think my opponent went for honestly the best place given the team that he ended up bringing. I think you do just hope for a crit or maybe a paralysis with Thunderbolt. You definitely can't burn the Snorlax because if you give it a burn, then Facade will kind of just sweep through your team. Thought it was interesting that the Duraludon switched out on the last turn of Dynamax, and yeah, no T-Tar Excadrill is interesting, but it is kind of hard to bring T-Tar Excadrill into a matchup where your opponent has like Gyarados and Rotom, for example. But ultimately, definitely a fun one there. And yeah, Snorlax, if you even give it like one special defense boost from Max Quake, man, like it becomes such a tank. And the fact we were able to survive all those combination of attacks was really impressive. So not bad. All right, next game we are up. Ooh, that's a Morpeko. I have no idea what that does, so I'm ready to get destroyed by. I love that, like, I've been playing for over 3 weeks now and making videos every day, and I'm still running into just really cool stuff on the high ladder like every day. So I'm sure that's Mold Breaker X to draw my opponents in as well. I'm just quickly looking up what Morpeko even does, because I honestly don't know. It's electric and dark, and it's base 97 speed. Interesting. Okay. It's a really interesting team for my opponent. Electric dark. Gastrodon's a problem. I mean, this could be a game for Snorlax. Rotom's not bad, but that's certainly Mold Breaker Excadrill on my opponent's end. I guess Gyarados here's not bad because I can intimidate the opposing Excadrill and Gyarados, and I can Power Whip the Togekiss and Dragon Dance potentially as well. Don't like Dragapult here much. I hope my opponent brings out the Morpeko. I really want to see what that does. I wouldn't mind losing to it, honestly. This is really tough. I want to lead Excadrill. I think I want to have it in the back. Do I really not bring Rotom in this matchup? That seems like a terrible decision. But I'm running out of time, so I guess I have to commit to it. I mean, the thing about bringing Rotom here is that I have Thunderbolt for Togekiss and Gyarados, but it's probably harder to get those off. I think it's probably still worth it, though. Yeah. Like, I can't really Hydro Pump, but it's not like I really need to be Hydro Pumping in this matchup anyway. And I think having a way to pressure... although I guess Gyarados could outspeed me and have, like, Power Whip. And Morpeko comes out. Okay. I'm ready to get wrecked by this thing. I have no idea what it does. So we're going to find out real soon. It's electric and dark. I could actually Dynamax... Dynamax Togekiss? There are a bunch of plays I could make. Because if Morpeko hits the Togekiss, it will just proc Weakness Policy with something like Thunderbolt. This also doesn't seem like a bad position for Excadrill to switch into, to be honest. Maybe we play it safe here and go for a Dazzling Gleam. I am terrified of this Morpeko. I have not played it at all in all the games I've played so far. So let's see what it does this turn. I'm really cool. I'm glad my opponent brought it though. That's exciting. So let's see if it Dynamaxes. That's the first question. Oh boy! I mean, this could be Togekiss Dynamaxing, but I hope it's Morpeko Dynamaxing. Honestly, I wouldn't mind losing to it, but it's Togekiss. Okay. So probably going for max Airstreams then, which makes sense. Yeah, get some speed boosts off. Let's see if my opponent procs my Weakness Policy here. Ooh, just foul play. Oh, that ends up being really nice. That does so much. Oh my goodness. I mean, I could have just protected Gyarados turn 1. Jeez. Yeah, that's not great. That's really not great. Nice play. Alright, let's see how much Dazzling Gleam does to Morpeko. Yeah, I thought that was kind of aggressive, but my opponent probably knows that... I mean, so many Togekisses have Weakness Policy, so my opponent probably just wants to play around that. But that's not great. Okay, as it activates into Hangry mode. I mean, that could have gone a lot better if I just protected Gyarados turn 1, right? But it's not the end of the world. I got Follow Me here, honestly. But I don't think I want to Dynamax, right? Is it actually worth following me just to get an Iron Head off against Togekiss? Maybe not. Maybe I just Iron Head and Dazzling here. Yeah. Huh, interesting. Yeah, if I just protect Gyarados turn 1 there, that's pretty good, but I was worried about like a double... Like, if I protect Gyarados and my opponent like max Airstreams and goes for an Electro type attack into... Oh, nice. Oh, that was so sick! Wait, that's so cool. Not only do you activate Weakness Policy, but you also get a free switch out. Wow, that actually Follow Me there definitely would have been good, because then I would have just gotten a free Iron Head off into Togekiss. I might just get swept by this thing now. Self-procking your Weakness Policy. That is so cool. Kudos, 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 kudos. Alright, well, let's see where Togekiss is targeting first. Alright, max Airstream into my Togekiss, okay. And that just hard KOs. Woof! Don't mess with Weakness Policy Togekiss, man. That is really cool. It's not even like that was super surprising to see, but it's not something I prepared for by any means, as Iron Head there does very sad amounts of damage. That was so cool. I feel like I have to Dynamax Gyarados this game, probably, This Togekiss is just gonna mess me up, though. I don't even know if I knock out with Dynamax Max Geyser into Togekiss. I want to say I don't. So, I mean, I could protect Gyarados here. Yeah, I think I should stall out for Togekiss's Dynamax. And I might actually Dynamax on my last turn of Gyarados here to take no damage. Yeah. We could still win this with Snorlax for sure. So let's Dynamax and Max Guard here. And then we bring in Snorlax, and then the following turn Max Geyser, the Togekiss, and then Curse. Yeah, that was a really nice play by my opponent turn 1, though. I mean, man, I could have easily just gone for Follow Me, and I was considering Dynamaxing or even Dragon Dancing. Yeah, and I thought my opponent would maybe try to prevent that a little bit more, but that is really cool. Foul Play obviously does a ton of damage to... There's so many physical type Pokemon in the format as well, so... Let's see. I expect to just lose Excadrill here and take no damage with Gyarados. Max Airstream. Yep, and probably just a Waterfall into Excadrill. Maybe I should have switched out Excadrill there. But... kind of don't mind a free switch in there as well, and I don't want to take any damage with Snorlax. Because Snorlax can maybe win this game still with Curse. Alright. So we'll bring out Lax now, and now we're going to Curse and Max Geyser the Togekiss, which shouldn't have Protect. That being said, it is still a +2 Togekiss, which is terrifying. But Gyarados shouldn't do much damage from our opponent's end. So let's, oops, Curse and Max Geyser. Yep. So yeah, you can see how Togekiss now is actually used as an offensive tool. Combine Dynamax with Weakness Policy, especially if you can proc it yourself like my opponent in this game. That was super sick. And you are able just to get some really good speed boost. I mean, Max Airstream is like an incredible attack by itself, right? And if you can support its partners well with it, like that's really good too. But yeah, even though we're down 2-4, I think this is definitely a winnable game because we stalled out my opponent's Dynamax. We just need to maybe not get flinched. Although you can't flinch Gyarados, I guess, which is good. Presumably this Togekiss is like the standard set where you run Dazzling, Air Slash, and Flamethrower / Heat Wave if you are running a Weakness Policy set. And the good thing is my opponent's Gyarados shouldn't do much. So it is just Dazzling coming out. It does so much to... Okay, yeah, I was going to say. Without that, I was like... Even with Weakness Policy, I didn't expect it to do that much. But yeah, it was a crit, unfortunately. Waterfall coming out into Lax. Yeah, that doesn't do any damage. Crit is definitely a little scary. Makes things harder. But we will knock out, I think, yeah, the Togekiss. So we have one turn of Dynamax left, and we'll Curse up here with Snorlax. The question is now, can Morpeko knock out the Gyarados Dynamax? I don't think so. We should survive an Electro Tamp attack. So get +1 now. Have to worry about... I mean, Waterfall's going to do more damage now in the rain, but we basically negate that with our Curse. But the thing is, because of the crit, I might want to recycle this next turn. And Morpeko can obviously go for Crunch as well. Maybe I set up Grassy Terrain for myself, though, so that Snorlax gets infinite... No, not infinite, but a couple turns of recovery. Looks like that's my opponent's last one, and it's Excadrill. It's not bad to see, for sure. I really don't mind that, actually. Yeah, I think Snorlax actually could win this for us, so let's recycle. And I think it's probably still better to Max Geyser here for maximum damage output into the Excadrill. Okay, it's going to be Waterfall. I'm worried to double up knocks out the Snorlax here. I don't think it should, though. Just opting for high horsepower. Ooh, and we dodge it, too. Okay, so that makes up for the crit earlier. Yeah, I think Snorlax ends up winning this for us. Let's see. Max Geyser comes out, and it's looks like AV Excadrill as well, huh? Yeah, my opponent had nothing for Snorlax in the end. Once again, I mean, Snorlax has just been the MVP of the last couple of games, man. Like, it's not even doing damage, but it's basically just exerting pressure away from all my opponent's other Pokemon. It is so good. I love this Snorlax. So we're able to heal back, and now with Morpeko out, I mean, Dynamax is over, but I think Snorlax should be able to 2v1 now. As long as we don't get flinched a bunch. Here, I think we just double up into Morpeko. Yeah. With the Facade and a Waterfall. I mean, I guess a Foul Play. A double up on a Snorlax might KO with Foul... Nah, I don't think so. Like, Foul Play Waterfall? I wouldn't expect it to. But my opponent can... Yeah, a flinch right now could also seal the deal, actually. if Morpeko is targeting the Gyarados, which I think it should. Maybe I should have protected Gyarados there then, actually. Yeah, that's probably a better play. Okay, we have to hope to not get flinched here. If we do, it actually could be game. But Snorlax is too clutch. Nice. So Facade comes out, and that should be game. Not bad, not bad. This Snorlax is honestly a beast. Yeah. It's actually better to recycle here. But even if we get crit now, it shouldn't knock us out. Yeah. Nice. Oh, yeah, theoretically my opponent could flinch me multiple times. Now a crit or a flinch could actually seal this game up. So we need to avoid that. Okay, no. Nice. Oh, I love you, Snorlax. You're so clutch. That Morpeko is really cool, though. The self-weakness policy proc. I have not seen that on... But specifically with Togekiss. Now with Rain over, too. Yeah, Gyarados shouldn't be able to do much. We should just recycle one more time. I mean, if my opponent wants to play this out, the way I'm going to play this is recycle. And then curse a bunch. And Waterfall's going to run out of PP, honestly, before it knocks me out, even if it gets a crit somewhere along the lines. Yeah. So, once again, today was an episode for Snorlax, man. He did not come to... He came out to play today, honestly. Alright. What am I meant to do? I'm meant to curse, yeah. My opponent's basically going for flinches or crits right now. Which makes sense. That's totally the win con. So we heal back. We want to... Oh, we get flinched there. Okay. Well, it's best to click recycle. Like, even if my opponent gets it, all of the flinches and crits, like, Snorlax should still be able to win this, but... I guess theoretically we could get crit like 10 times in a row. Or flinched, I meant. And that's the start. Alright. Another Waterfall comes out. I mean, Waterfall's really gonna run out of PP before Snorlax even faints. Alright. This is happening. This is happening, guys. I'm curious if the Gyarados has any other attack. Is it choice locked or is it just choosing to run water? I mean, use Waterfall return. Okay, we finally get it off. I was like, there's no way it flinches us like 10 times in a row. But that's my opponent's win con, so I totally get why he's going for it. Okay. We want to click, like, I could obviously just click Facade, but I do want to be smart about this and just make sure that we basically don't want to be in a range where a crit will actually knock us out. Does this Gyarados have a item that increases his flinch chance? Because this is kind of crazy. It's got so many flinches. Okay. Basically, my point is, I don't want to click like Facade and then be at a point where if Waterfall actually crits us, we just lose. And it's better to just keep clicking Recycle until we're at a point where we're healthy enough and we have our berry. But, hasn't really been the case because our opponent keeps flinching us. So, yeah. Second game ended up being longer. I was hoping to play a third game, but we'll probably just save it for tomorrow's episode. Either way, though, man, Snorlax MVP. And, okay, as I say that, it gets flinched again. This Gyarados must have a, like a King's Rock or something, right? Like, this is crazy. Okay. That should be good. Now we can... I mean, basically, it's good to keep recycling up until, like, this point now, where you have your berry, and even once you get hit... Yeah, my fun ends up forfeiting there. Yeah, that was a fun one. Definitely some fun games there. The Snorlax, once again, coming in clutch. Really cool team for my opponent there, though. The Morpeko was sick, but ultimately, yeah, conserving Gyarados' Dynamax ended up being huge. And that was a game where, like, it shows you how good Max Guard can be sometimes, where avoiding any damage from Togekiss on its last turn of Dynamax was actually a really big deal, because... even if it gets any damage through Protector as normal Gyarados, that could be kind of annoying. So we were able to stall out the Dynamax properly and then just get the knockout there. So yeah, definitely some fun games here today. Anyway, that's going to be it for this one, guys. Thank you guys as always for watching. Thank you guys for 92,000 subscribers, really getting close to 100K, which is getting pretty hype. And thank you once again to Zeen for creating this team and for posting it publicly. It's no surprise that he was able to get #1 on the ladder with it. So once again, if you want to try out this team yourself, there is a rental code in the description below, as well as Zeen's Twitter and YouTube channel. So feel free to try it out yourself. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys soon. All right, peace.